Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another video today. Today we will be getting a channeled message for the collective. This is a general read. We're just going to jump right in. I've already pulled the main energy for the read from the Garbage Pail Kid Tarot cards, and it is the Page of Swords. So this is giving someone who is mentally stunted or someone who is spying or stalking. This is giving someone who might even have this sort of hair. See this black bouffant? I don't know if you can see that very clearly there. The hair on the doll there. So someone might have that type of hair, someone might wear that type of hairstyle, someone might used to have worn that type of hairstyle, someone might like this type of hair or something about that might be significant, or an individual who used to wear a bouffant. That hairstyle might be significant. Otherwise, the energy is spying, stalking, okay? Someone who is mentally stunted, someone who might be stuck in a negative thought pattern at like a stunted area where they were traumatized somewhere in the past. So they could be sort of, stuck developmentally. They could be fixated and focused on you. Okay, and they could be sort of, immature-ish or inexperienced. Their energy is giving not a child, but an adult who never really grew up. So this could be, a woman child or a man child, being adult who is childlike, but not in a good way. More like stunted. Okay, or this is someone who is doing something that is stunted behavior, such as spying and stalking, fixating on you or someone else or something else. Okay, that's the energy that we have for the read here. I'm gonna go right in with the Alice deck. I'm gonna get some clarifiers here. It's probably gonna be a shorter message about this individual or this individual's intent towards you. Take it as it resonates. 5 of Wands on the back. Fighting chaos or competition. A chaotic group. Or someone overcoming something. Someone coming up against adversaries, or someone overcoming something. Thank you. Can we get a clarifier for this Page of Swords, please? What does the collector need to know about this Page of Swords? Can we get a clarifier, something for this Page of Swords? What about this Page of Swords? What does the collector need to know about this? Oh. It's a knight. It's a Knight of Coin. Okay, so the Knight of Coin. I'm being given that the lyrics, I'm hot-blooded, check it and see. I've got a fever of 103. I think those are the lyrics. Like that. And then the Knight of Coin. So with this red that's on this card here, the red diamonds, the Royal Guard here in red, this red, along with this sort of the energy coming off this page of swords is like somebody who's like kind of, you know, want to fight. Like I was saying, that kind of immature energy. Someone who's quick to take offense in like an immature way. You know how someone who might be always ready to fight, or someone who might get offended easily, someone who might be in their ego, someone who might react even inappropriately or outlandishly, like act like they're gonna do some sort of barroom brawl or something, but it's not even in a barroom setting. It'll be like, you know, their niece's birthday party or something, and they're ready to fight over some dumb thing like a plastic knife or something. You know what I mean? Like these knives that this individual has, it's like they're just being, you know, they're wearing a bib. They're wearing a bib, so it's like, you know, they just got done eating at some. I'm being given like Joe's Crab Shack, someone who is like being gross, eating with their hands, sucking on crab parts, okay, doing gross things like being loud and I mean, it's normal because people sit around and eat that kind of stuff, but either you find it gross, collective, or the depiction of this individual being piggish or gross, uncouth, having no table manners, or the way that someone eats is bothersome to someone else or to you, collective, or you are sensitive about things like people eating, like you don't like watching people eat, or, you know, something like that, like you don't like people eating with their hands or something like that. You don't like watching people do stuff like that. So something about somebody being piggish or gross, somebody being immature, somebody being too quick to fight, or somebody reacting badly or inappropriately to things, or outlandish reactions, you know. This want to fight all the time sort of attitude, this immature, and then this Knight of Coin. It's like, you know, they've been this way for a long time, this individual. Again, with this bouffant hairdo. This is an old-fashioned hairdo, okay? This is like someone from like the 50s would wear. This is giving like Elvis Presley hair, okay? So, and just the whole attitude, like, you know, the rebel without a cause sort of thing. Like they want to come off as the carefree James Dean character, the heartthrob. They see of themselves as the heartthrob, but they're actually just, it's like, they're actually just this this immature individual. And to others, to their friends or the people around them, the way they look to the people external is different than how they see themselves. People don't see them as a James Dean character. People see them as like this doll. Someone who's being like a man-child or a woman-child, okay? Someone who still wears a bib. Someone who just got done eating at Joe's Crab Shack, being gross at the table, or something about that. I don't know why I keep being given that imagery. Something about the bib, the way that the skull and swords is on the, or skull and scabbard is on the bib here. It's giving like, you know, pirate themed restaurant, like a kid at a greasy faced kid at a pirate themed restaurant, and then the hairstyle is giving greaser as well. Again, the 50s, that was like a slang term for maybe these boots too. Maybe somebody wears white boots, or maybe somebody wears boots, you know? Okay, take it as it resonates. But again, they've been at this for a while. So this is an older individual. This is a woman or a man. It's not, you know, it's not a kid, even though they're in page energy. Even though they're in page energy, they're an adult. They're just immature, or they never grew up, or they never got out of this negative cycle that they're in. So they're stuck in this loop pattern. They're stuck in this way of being. They're very old-fashioned to a fault, okay? And then this Knight of Coin, it's giving, they've been at this for a long time. They've been like this for a long time. This has been going back a long time. You could trace back this individual's characteristics that I described, either in something that would remind you of them, or something that might be something that they look like, such as, you know, the hairstyle, or something that in their behavior, right? Like you could, again, these things, you could trace it back a long time. Again, or the event that the event that traumatized this individual, or the event that this individual could not overcome, where this individual got stuck along their development. So then they suffered this arrested development, right? So at whatever age that was, it was a long time ago. This Knight of Pentacles is giving for a long time, or a long time ago, or something's been happening for a long time, or something has been a long time coming. So something could be in the works in regards to something that has been a long time coming for an individual who has been getting away with this immature or piggish or old-fashioned behavior. Take it as it resonates. Okay, the Knight of Coin, this could be someone who's set in their ways. Okay. This could be someone who is employed in some way. So the messaging could be about this individual's job. We'll have to see. Okay. What about this Knight of Coin? What mirroring is this individual throwing up or running from with this Knight of Coin energy? The Five of Cups, sadness. Okay, this individual is suffered an event or a trauma or a time where they couldn't overcome that resulted in sadness. So they carry this sadness with them. They've had this sadness for a long time. The Six of Wands, they were unable to overcome, right? They want to see the victory, but they have given up on the victory a long time ago. They have suffered defeat. They have been going with this defeatist attitude perhaps for a long time. Maybe that's why they react like that, because they're actually afraid. They're afraid of people hurting them, so they're quick to hurt other people. The Ace of Coin, okay. So this is about someone's job, or this is about money or gifts. Okay, this individual could be very gifted. This individual could be a very gifted individual. This individual could be spiritually gifted. This individual could be monetarily gifted. This individual could, oh, I'm getting, Papa was a rolling stone. Okay, this individual could be a philanderer. The Ace of, this is the swords in the suit. This is the swords. So Ace of Swords, that's the truth. This individual could be somebody's male partner and they're a philanderer, or this could be someone's father figure and they're a philanderer. This could be someone's female partner or mother figure and they're a philanderer. They're a low trust individual. Papa was a Rolling Stone. It's a very immature, you know, that is one archetype of the immature masculine or toxic masculinity is the philanderer. Okay, what about this Ace of Coins? What about this money? This is giving two sides of the same coin. This individual could live a double life, or this individual could have led or could lead a double life. Okay, someone could have found both sides of this coin. This individual could, I'm getting that mirror effect again. They're either running from a truth that was something that caused them to be stunted, or that caused them, you know, some traumatic event that they feel they can't overcome. They gave up on that a while ago. They run from that. That's the mirror. They run from the gift that is the lesson, that is the healing from the trauma. Again, with both sides of the coin, this individual was unable to get to the other side of the coin. They were afraid of falling off the edge of the earth, or that's what it felt like. So this individual could have a sensation of falling, akin to fear. Okay, what about this Ace of Coins? What does the collective need to know about this? What does the collective need to know about this Knight of Coin, Ace of Coin? What about this Knight of Coin, Ace of Coin? Somebody is on their way with a message, Page of Swords. Someone is on their way with a message in regards to something here in the material or something financial. Something about a gift or an offer. Someone could be in receipt, Page of Swords, of an offer of employment, long-term employment, Knight of Coin. This individual, Page of Swords, could have been employed, you know, like on retainer, Ace of Coin, a reciprocal coin, both sides of the coin. They get paid above and under the table. They could have a double life, that sort of thing. What about this? What about this? Anything else from this deck? Anything else from this deck? Nine of Cups. This individual could be a selfish individual. This individual could be someone who drinks to excess. Nine of Cups, that's what that's sort of giving me here. Okay. Full regalia deck. Excellent. We'll just do quick closing messages here. Full energy on the bottom. Thank you. Eight of Cups. You walked away from this individual, or this is a call to walk away. All right. This individual chose to walk away. This individual wants to walk away. This individual walked away. You walked away from this individual. This individual is walking away from someone and they're headed towards you with this offer. A long-term investment or a long-term offer of employment, something steady, something reliable employment, something like that. Or employment from a reputable company even. Employment from a reputable company. The Tower. Okay, what about this Tower? What about this Eight of Cups? You walked away and it was a tower. Someone's walking away and it's a tower. You had to walk away so that people could get their towers. You had to get out of the way. Ten of Cups. Someone's family or your family, or the fulfillment of ultimate abundance and happiness, joy, growth, prosperity. The High Priestess. The High Priestess, deep inner knowledge about a happiness in a familial setting. Okay. All of these? Okay. All right. Three of Swords, Ace of Swords, the Fool. Yo. Okay. Yeah. So somebody suffered a betrayal. This could be you, collective. Okay. This could be a warning to avoid betrayal. Or if you feel heartbroken, or if someone wants to cause you pain, if you know this to be the truth, Ace of Swords, if you see this clearly, if you have the gift of sacred sight, if you are in receipt of knowledge and enlightenment in regards to your own new beginning, in regards to a leap of faith, or again, this could be talking about true events where you had clarity, where you were compos mentis, okay? The Fool, where you took your leap of faith though. So like, you know, your sanity was intact, you were mentally okay, you're mentally sound, right? Even though you might have been betrayed or hurt, even though somebody might have hurt you, okay? You were still gifted with, clarity. You were still gifted with discernment. You still had, clarity of thought. You were still able to vocalize or, visualize what it is that, you were feeling or what it is you needed to do. You were able to overcome this Three of Swords, this heartache, okay? You might have, walked away due to heartache or due to finding out truths. Great truths, okay? This heartache might have led to a great truth, or the realization of something to be true might have been heartbreaking. You might have had heartbreaking realizations, okay? This could have led to you taking the leap of faith, okay? This entire action I'm describing, either you're walking away being the catalyst, you walking away caused someone external, perhaps this individual who is stuck in some immature mental state or way of being, felt or feels heartbroken. They feel betrayed. Even though the truth and the fact of the matter is you were just taking what was rightfully yours. You were just taking what you could with you. And you were going on your new adventures in life. You were going on your new beginnings. You were taking leaps of faith. You were having this lightness of being, or this is a call to walk away towards your new beginning, because this is your birthright, this lightness of being. This is your birthright in order to start on the journey that is whatever it means to you. If you're on a spiritual journey, if you're on a journey of awakening and enlightenment, if you're on the healer's path, if you are searching for your best and highest self, walking away from situations that did not or do not serve you, that in itself will serve you. And again, always, having that sure-footed foundation and faith. The gift of sacred site, the ability to use that sacred site for the betterment of yourself, for the betterment of anyone you come along this path that you're on, anyone you encounter along this journey that you have or you will embark on. All right. Again, a lot of times heartache or betrayal can be a catalyst, or a lot of times the event of someone's walking away and the way that people feel around that can in itself be a catalyst. And someone who is mentally stunted, someone who is immature, someone who is unable to overcome or unable to choose what is best for themselves, someone who might even, like I said before, lean over into selfishness, temptation, desire, self-centeredness. They might drink to excess or, be in some other altered or inebriated state when they're emotional. And really what they should be doing is paying attention to their emotions. But instead they might get all riled up and be like, I want to fight, I want to fight, I want to fight. That's what this energy is. It's very immature. But this person's been like this for a long time, okay? This person acts like or is at it like it's their job. Or this person's job involved so much fight at whatever point where they were in this they were stuck in this survival mode. They were in the fight. This person could be like an ex-boxer or an ex-fighter, something like that. Something, like MMA or something physical. Or they could have grown up like in the street needing to be physical to like protect themselves or whatever situation. Maybe they grew up in an abusive environment where they had to protect themselves, or they tried to at least, or something. Again, I don't know what particular traumas this individual encountered, but those all could be about this Knight of Coins, Ace of Coins here, in regards to this individual's job or their way they make money or the way they live their life or the way that their spiritual body mirrors their 3D body. What they're doing with those forms and those realms, right? And then here we have what you're doing and the event that transpired in between, or the call to walk away so that you can either avoid betrayal if you are concerned that an individual is betraying you. If you have that concern, then they're either probably betraying you, that's why you feel like it, or you might be doing something wrong and that's why you're concerned about something that's not going on. Either way, look at that and address that. It's okay. It's okay to learn lessons. It's okay to be wrong, stuff like that. You'll overcome whatever it is, betrayal, whatever it is, you'll overcome it. You'll be able to heal from it. Okay? So those are the closing messages. I'm going to leave it on here. Till next time. Bye.